live. We are here in Islamabad and we're here in the offices of YFK International Kashmir Lobby Group. We have many Kashmir lobbyists here. Two of them you can see right now sitting here, Shaista, Safi, and myself. Behind the camera, of course, we have other colleagues here, and we've been, of course, following the tremendous situation right now in Kashmir between Pakistan and India. The reason we're monitoring the situation is because we follow human rights abuses and the developing situation in Kashmir, specifically in Indian occupied Kashmir, and of course that's why we're following everything. And we'll just give you some update, some angles to the story that is not being covered in the international media. Shaista is with me here, and I'll begin with her. Shaista. And of course, let me just tell you, Shaista is from Indian occupied Kashmir. She's from Srinagar. Her immediate family, of course, is here in exile in Islamabad. But her extended family, her cousins, her relatives, her friends, family friends, are all in Kashmir, which is under Indian control, Indian military occupation. And by the way, just very quickly before Shaista I move to you, I just would like to show the people who are watching, Kashmiris want peace. Kashmiris don't want to fight India. Kashmiris would love to convince Indians to leave their land and go back to India and let the Kashmiris decide their future. And that's exactly what we in Pakistan want as well. We don't want war with India. And that's why, let me show you something that you will only see in Kashmiris doing, or you will only see in Pakistan, but you will not see in India. What is that? Behind me, and this is a freedom wall in our office here. This is Islamabad, Pakistan. And in Islamabad, Pakistan, you have a picture of Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi's picture, hanging on a wall, Shaista, in Islamabad, Pakistan. You're a Kashmiri, I'm a Pakistani. We are happy at seeing the picture of Mahatma Gandhi. He did very well for his country, and we appreciate that. And we have his picture on a freedom wall that also has Ataturk and George Washington and others. And this you see in Islamabad and Pakistan. You will not see any wall in India, I think, that would have the picture on the wall of the founder of Pakistan, Jinnah.
Exactly.
Right?
We have a picture of Gandhi here, as you mentioned. That it was Gandhi who said that there is no road to peace but just peace, and that's what Pakistanis and that's what Kashmiris believe. We have seen that warmongering on Indian media and Indian social media.
And you've been following that since
I've been following that.
Can I interrupt you and just ask you also, because you're in contact with all the Kashmiris in Indian occupied Kashmir, when Pakistan shot down 2 Indian planes, and when Pakistan targeted Indian targets inside Indian occupied Kashmir, what is the reaction on the ground of Kashmiris, people you know?
Ahmed, we need to understand that Kashmiris are very peace-loving people. It's us who have sacrificed our lives in this occupation. So we are not up for any war. We want peace between India and Pakistan, and we know that it can only be achieved once the Kashmir issue is resolved. Talking about specifically about what you are asking, Kashmiris saw that Indians did a strike on Pakistan, and then Pakistan had to strike back. Kashmiris cheer for it. Kashmiris feel happy about it, that the lawyer of Kashmiris, the party to this dispute, Pakistan is capable of doing such things and capable of saving its boundaries. But Kashmiris also know that the war between India and Pakistan is not going to benefit none of them, not Kashmiris, not Pakistanis, not India. So what Prime Minister Imran Khan said in his speech, that this is it and let's talk now, and let's talk even about terrorism. But we Kashmiris know that the elephant in the room is Kashmir, and until and unless the talks about Kashmir is not done, peace can't be achieved between India and Pakistan.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that it's very important to note that all that you're hearing, the confrontation between Pakistan and India, and it's of course so far, thankfully, it's limited between the air forces of the 2 countries.
Yes, exactly.
All of it, the whole battles are happening in the skies of Kashmir.
Yes, that's
it's happening in Kashmir.
The saying that you are considering it a battlefield, but the battlefield is our home, it's our place, it's our people.
You are the battlefield.
We are the battlefield. We, the Kashmiris, are the battlefield, and it is interesting to note and interesting to tell to those Twitter handlers and Twitter warmongers, and especially to the Indian media warmongers, that you are fighting war just on these keyboards. It's us Kashmiris who have to face all these war casualties. It's us who have to face an armed forces special powers. Like we have to face all the curfews, we have to face all those draconian laws and public safety. And it's you are facing just inside your dining rooms and drawing rooms of TV launch. It's Kashmir the blackouts of internet, the blackout of electricity, the blackout of water, the curfew. We Kashmiris are the battlefield right now. Just all these we are talking about, I would like to know what is the international media response. You've been talking to international media lately and you have been talking to many international outlets. How is international media taking all this?
Right. It's very interesting, Shaista, that mostly the countries in the region, and the media in the countries in the region, are more interested, those who are close to Pakistan or to India, are more interested in what's happening than maybe countries that are far geographically. So for example, since morning I was in contact with the BBC service, with the Turkish media, with the Egyptian media, with the Gulf media, the Arab media, the Chinese media. These are the countries that are very interested. And I was surprised by the questions they were asking. So these are very quickly the conclusions that I reached. The focus right now is basically, is number one, how Pakistan surprised everybody. Pakistan really surprised everybody. No one was expecting Pakistan. I mean, India basically tested Pakistan with its violation of the ceasefire in Kashmir and then the violation of the international border. It tested Pakistan. It thought Pakistan will not respond because that would mean a nuclear war. So Pakistan is bluffing. And India, and I read this term repeatedly. I heard it in the Indian media that we've called Pakistan's bluff. But Pakistan reacted wonderfully. I mean, when I say wonderfully, I mean Pakistan did it in a proportionate way. Pakistan did not go all out and attack civilian targets and go
very calculated.
Exactly, very calculated. And immediately after that, the Prime Minister, of course, came out, Imran Khan, and said, we did this only to show you that we are capable of it. If you think we're not, we just gave you the evidence. So that's number one. Number two, which is very good also, the transparency Pakistan has shown. Pakistan opened up the place where India initially threw the 4 bombs. Pakistan opened up that place to the international media, to foreign diplomats, number one. Number two, Pakistan went down the 2 Indian jets and arrested the pilots, put them in front of the international media, their videos, the pictures and everything. Compare that to India, it failed to show any pictures of who exactly it targeted inside Pakistan. The claim that 350 terrorists were killed, nothing. The claim that, no, first of all, of course, they also claimed they downed a Pakistani F-16, and that turned out to be a lie. So Pakistan went into this limited military confrontation with responsibility, with transparency. Both these two words, responsibility and transparency, are absent when it comes to India.
It can't, when we talk about social media of India, responsibility and transparency, we don't.
You've been following that.
I have been following that since yesterday when India did something, that strike, and whole social media, Indian social media was cheering and glorifying it and their armed forces, and the hashtag that was there was how's the Josh? Josh means how are you doing? And how's the passion after we strike in Pakistan. But today, when Pakistan strike back, and when Pakistan showed to them that what it means to be a nuclear power state or whatever it is, then the Twitter handle and the hashtag changed to
today, on the second day.
On the second day, when Pakistan attacked, say no to war. Say no to war, and there are different hashtags, and now Indian media is trying to find out how many fake stories yesterday they have been sharing. And I would like to mention that, as Trump says that they have fake news channels,
New York Times
and CNN. Oh, please, you don't know about them. It's India who has all the fake news, and social media is especially responsible for fake news, and we have seen it yesterday, and we have even seen it today. They are sharing these the stories that F-16 was shot down. So fake stories like these, even in Pakistan, our social media is very responsible, and our government, they are very responsibly giving the answers, and there's no warmongering.
Exactly, and you were just mentioning this, and it just came to my mind, Shaista, that yesterday, after the initial Indian strike, it was not a strike, but a violation of the international border, I noticed that the Indians flooded the net with fake pictures and fake videos. Nobody did this in Pakistan. Nobody flooded after Pakistan struck targets inside Indian-occupied Kashmir. Nobody from Pakistani side uploaded fake videos or fake pictures from other conflicts and doctoring them and showing, wow, this is what Pakistan has done. But the Indians did it so much. But you know what? When I was talking, Shaista, to journalists today, throughout the day, foreign media, one thing they kept saying repeatedly: we are coming to you, Ahmed, we're asking you and others, journalists of Pakistan, why? Because we check the Indian media, we even check the accounts, the Twitter handles of Indian journalists, and everybody is repeating the same lies, the same mistakes, the same points, no verification, and no proof and no evidence. And this is,
Pakistani media and social media and the anchors on the social media, Pakistani anchors on the social media, Pakistani celebrities on the social media. Even yesterday, when India violated our airspace, and when today we shot down their aircrafts, Pakistan is very responsibly acted, and they are all yes, say no to war and say yes to peace, and peace must prevail. But yesterday we saw that how India reacted and how their celebrities reacted, how their Bollywood actors, actresses, and how their cricket celebrities reacted, and they were all for war, and they were all
amazing.
They were all warmongers yesterday. We saw that, and now international community is understanding that their psychic and their understanding of how these
no credibility. Indian media has no credibility. I mean, yeah. So anyway, we conclude because it's almost 10 minutes now, and I just conclude by this one thing. The Indian pilots who were arrested in Pakistan, the jets were downed. They came on, a video was recorded obviously by the military and was released, and they were relaxed, they were having coffee or tea, and they thanked us.
We hope that the Kashmiri prisoners are treated as well as these prisoners are treated.
Wonderful.
We hope and we ask the international community to look into these, that these political criminals in Indian occupied Kashmir, in Tihar jail, they must be treated the way Pakistanis are treating these Indian criminals.
Before I go, I just would like to tell you that when these Indian jets were downed, they went down in areas where there are populations nearby, and they could have been killed by the civilians who were angry and found these Indian pilots alive. But it was Pakistan Army soldiers who came in, intervened, and saved the Indian pilots, and of course took them to hospital and treated them very well. I hope, as Shaista says, that India will reciprocate and treat Kashmiris nicely and humanely the way Pakistan treated the Indian pilots. Thank you very much for being here.